Good evening, Meal Masters, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am Dr. Monique May, your board-certified family physician and founder of Physician in the Kitchen. And through my home meal delivery service, cookbooks, and cooking utensils, I help busy households enjoy healthy eating without impacting their hectic lifestyles. So tonight, I am coming to you with part 3 of my 3-part series of meal prep, the Thanksgiving edition. So, believe it or not, Thanksgiving is 1 week away from tomorrow. 1 week away. So I hope that you guys have been able to practice a few of the tips that we've shared so far. In the first part, we talked about prepping our sides. And then last week, we discussed prepping desserts. So I hope you found some of that information helpful. And I hope you were also able to share with your friends, and so we can continue the conversation and hopefully give other people some information as well. Tonight, I also want to make sure that please share your. Hi, Latoya. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share in the comments your plans for Thanksgiving, what's going to be on your table, and what you've done to prepare so far. So maybe we all can learn a thing or two. So tonight we are talking about, of course, the turkey, right? That's going to be on most of our tables, if not all. So we're going to just share a few tips on the proper way to prep the turkey before the big day. And we'll also talk about some other meats and proteins as well. So for your turkey, if you want to start on the process now, which I recommend if you are using a frozen turkey, you want to go ahead and start to defrost or thaw your turkey now if you're going to be doing it in the refrigerator. You want to make sure your refrigerator is at 40 degrees. And for each 5 pounds, Carmen, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to tag your friends as well. For every 5 pounds of frozen turkey, you want to have 24 hours to defrost. So if it's a 10-pound turkey, of course, that's going to be 2 days. Plus a few extra hours. So for a bigger bird, like a 20-pound turkey, that's going to be 4 to 5 days of thawing in the refrigerator. So you want to go ahead and get started on that probably no later than Sunday, right? So it'll be ready for you if you're going to cook it Thanksgiving Day. Similarly, the other way you can defrost a turkey is if you're going to use cold water, the cold water method. You never want to defrost by just sitting your turkey out on the countertop for a few hours or by running warm or hot water over it, because that actually allows the harmful bacteria to start to grow. So if you're going to defrost it with using water, you want to use cold water. And while this way is a little more labor intensive because you have to change the water every 30 minutes, you will get a quicker thaw on that turkey. So with this way, for every 5 pounds, you need for every pound, you need every 30 minutes. So a 10-pound turkey is going to take you about 5 hours. So again, it's a faster way to defrost it, but it is a little more labor intensive because you want to make sure you change your water every 30 minutes and you're using a sealed bag. You want to make sure it's an airtight bag that you submerge the turkey in. So that's pretty much the 2 main ways you can defrost your turkey. Of course, you can also microwave it, but be sure that you keep in mind that once you microwave, and if you're using the cold water method, you're going to want to cook that turkey immediately. Whereas if you're defrosting it in the refrigerator, you have an extra day or 2 before you actually have to cook it. So what about if you're also going to use, or if you're like my house, my mom is a big fan of having multiple meats. So we always have at least 3 meats on our table. So if you're going to be having something else like roast or ham, if you're going to be cooking those from a frozen state, you want to also leave plenty of time to let those defrost as well. So about 1 to 2 days beforehand, start to let those defrost as well in the refrigerator. And you can also, if you're going to freeze those, if you've already made them and you've frozen them, now you want to start defrosting them 2 to 3 days beforehand. So what about, and this is something that's come up and I'm sure you've heard of it, what is it, a turducken? I've heard of that. I don't know. I've never had it. I don't know anyone who's actually had it. So if anyone has actually had a turducken, please let me know. But for those of you who don't know what a turducken is, it is a deboned chicken stuffed inside of a deboned duck, which is then stuffed inside of a deboned turkey. I don't know where this came from. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but apparently this is on some people's Thanksgiving menu. So with any poultry though, if you are going to partake of this, just like with the turkey rules, you want to make sure that it was prepared under safe conditions so that bacteria cannot overgrow the food. So what about if you're vegan and you're not going to have any of these meats? What options do you have? Well, there's tofurkey, which is basically tofu seasoned like turkey. So it's a plant, of course, made from soybeans, or it could be seitan, which is a wheat protein. So those can be refrigerated for 4 to 5 days. And even if you've cooked those in advance and froze them, you want to defrost those as well. So vegans don't have to be left out. You have options as well for turkey dinner or turkey day dinner. So those are just some tips on how to go ahead and start prepping your meats for the big day next week. And I hope you find some of that helpful. I do want to just stress that again, let's keep in mind the reason for the season, which is fast approaching, right? Because after Thanksgiving, it's all a blur. And so this is a time that you want to share and enjoy your friends and loved ones, and practice some self-care too. Don't get caught up so much in the hustle and bustle that you're not getting enough sleep, you're not eating right, you're not staying hydrated. And on the day of Thanksgiving and throughout the holidays, if you're attending parties and so forth, practice a couple of tips that will help you stay on your, whether it's your diet, you have a weight loss plan, or you want to maintain a certain weight. There are things that you can do so that you don't just blow through all the hard work that you may have done all year in just a couple of weeks. So things like staying hydrated. We often mistake hunger rather, and think we're thirsty when actually, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. We actually will drink, we actually will eat thinking that we're hungry when really we are thirsty. And so our body is telling us that we need water. And so if you actually, when you start to feel hungry, if you actually drink water instead and wait about 30 minutes, you may notice that you're not feeling as hungry. Similarly, if you do that before you go to a dinner party or you go to dinner, your stomach will be full and you won't want to eat as much. So that's one way to kind of you staying hydrated and also decreasing how much you eat. The other thing is to eat slowly. When you eat fast, when we eat quickly, we kind of blow through our body's internal signals that signal or indicate satiety or fullness. So if you actually eat slower, put the fork down between bites, you may notice that you are feeling full quicker or sooner, and you would then lose weight or not gain weight. So that's a really important thing, because we often get caught up in the hustle and bustle and don't realize that we're eating too quickly and then overeat too much. Similarly, you want to just limit yourself to one spoonful. Go down the line, all the good food that's out there, all those desserts you've been making, all those side dishes. But try to limit yourself to just one serving, one spoonful of everything, and go and eat that, and just sit and enjoy that. And eat it slowly and enjoy it. And then wait at least 30 to 60 minutes before you go back for seconds. Because again, by then you'll be more likely to focus on or be more aware of your body's feelings of fullness, and you may not even want that second plate at that point. So be sure you're also getting enough sleep. Try to stay on your exercise regimen, because the holidays can really take a toll on our bodies, our sleep-wake cycles, all of that. And so you want to try to do what you can to stay on track and stay on schedule. So I hope this information has been very helpful to you. I look forward to hearing about what you served on your Thanksgiving table, what recipes you tried, and what ways you stayed ahead of the game as far as beating the stress and enjoying yourself at the same time. So until next time, this is Dr. Monique May, your board-certified family physician and founder of Physician in the Kitchen. And I hope you and all your loved ones have a very happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, have a good night.